Thank you for joining us on Combo today. I'm your host, Andrea.
And I am your host, Andrea.
And today we have the privilege of speaking with Miss Ashley McLean.
She is the author of 100,000 and Counting, a faith-based guide to winning college scholarships.
Thank you for joining us, Ashley.
Thank you.
Please tell us about the book.
The book is actually, well, you said it best, a faith-based guide to winning college scholarships. It's actually my personal testament of winning over $100,000 for my college education. It's premised on faith, so having faith that God will provide that money for you while you're in college. It's a great book full of tools and resources for parents and students of all walks of life who are planning to go to college, getting ready for college, or even in college. The tools and the resources that I use to win that much money, I provide in this book.
And there's scholarships for so many different topics out there for all students, even for lefties and being students of incarcerated parents. What are some of the more interesting topics you came across while applying for scholarships?
Probably the most intriguing scholarship, which I actually note in my book, is sponsored by the Tall Club International.
Okay.
So if you are a female who is 5'10" or taller and you're a male 6'2" or taller, you can win a college scholarship.
Well then, was there an essay question that went along with that, or just
I
a
didn't
photo?
look into the details, but yes. And likewise, there's sponsored by a Dwarf International organization. If you are 4'10" or shorter, you can win a scholarship.
Wonderful.
So that first one was scholarships for models and athletes.
Yes. Yes.
What is your #1 suggestion for those applying for scholarships?
My #1 suggestion for students applying for scholarships is to utilize your resources. This is a separate section in my book, and this is focused on leveraging the resources that are already available to you. The most lucrative resource, aside from prayer, is your guidance counselor. Through my guidance counselor as a senior in high school, I was able to secure over $24,000 just through my relationship with him. So your most lucrative resource is actually the resource that's closest to you, your guidance counselor.
Yeah, because your guidance counselor can make a lot of suggestions that you are unaware of and suggest scholarships as well. But it seems sometimes like it's a lot easier to find scholarships when you're a high school senior or you're still an undergraduate. Do you have any tips for those looking for scholarships, professionals who want to go back to graduate school and want help paying for that master's or doctorate degree?
Yep, there are also lots of scholarships out there for graduate students. The best resource is to focus on the area of study and the college that you're interested in, because the universities will pay for graduate students, especially graduate students of diversity and of color, to be students within their program. So definitely focus on the different schools that you're interested in and the different programs that they offer, because you will find that different schools and different graduate programs will provide different amounts of funding.
Thank you.
Are there scholarships accessible to those students who did not put forth enough effort to earn the minimum GPA that many scholarships require?
Absolutely. I would say as long as you have a 2.1 GPA, you can get all the money in the world to go to college.
What financial freedom has not having scholarships afforded you now that you're not paying back student loans? Are you able to start saving for a home or maybe even retirement now?
That's a great question, and I tell high school students all the time, secure as much money in college scholarships as possible. Although I attained over $100,000 in college scholarships, I still had to take out a minimal amount in student loans. I attended a 4-year private institution, which the College Board estimates the average is about $40,000 per year to attend a private institution. So I went to a very expensive school. However, the fact that I only had to take out a minimal amount of student loans has actually allowed me to publish my book, get the funding for that, and to start my own business.
Wonderful.
And what school did you attend?
I attended Hampton University.
Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia.
And really briefly, could you tell us a little bit about the process of being able to get your book published?
The process, the longest part of the process was actually writing it. I started writing it in January of 2011. I figured that I would be done by April 2011. It seemed like a fairly easy process of writing it and just allowing ideas to come to my mind. However, I went through a time period of personal struggles, and this is why I believe the book has such a strong premise on faith, because I had to go through some issues that tested my faith in order for the book to be ready for publication. So, in the long run, I finished the book in May of 2012. About 15 months was the entire process.
How did you find your publisher?
I actually found my publisher through websites, through word of mouth from family and friends, and through its parent publisher, which is Thomas Nelson, the largest Christian publisher in the U.S.
Great.
What's the largest dollar amount you've been awarded from a single scholarship?
The largest dollar amount I was awarded from a single scholarship was $10,000.
Okay, great. And do you have plans to write any future books, or what else would you like to accomplish professionally?
I actually do have plans to write future books, and I'm in the works of writing one and preparing for a second one.
Okay.
Both of them are also Christian-inspired books.
Would you like to share anything with us about your testimony?
Sure. As far as my testimony as it relates to the book, I had to encounter a lot of trials and tribulations, first and foremost on the scholarships front.
Okay.
So I did not attain a full ride scholarship up front, which I had initially hoped for, but throughout all 4 years of college, I was able to accumulate that much money in scholarships. The trials came even at the last minute, 11 days before graduation. I mentioned in my book, I didn't have the money to walk across the stage. And I went through so many tests similar to that on the scholarships front. Aside from that, after I graduated from college, in between when I first started writing the book and when I completed the book, I actually took a job in Connecticut. All of my family lives in the South, spread throughout the Southeast. So being so far from family and the fact that I'm such a family-oriented person, it was a very difficult adjustment for me. I lived there for a year, but I went through depression. I was very homesick. I was flying home all the time. Plane tickets were getting expensive. In addition to the scholarships, trials, and being homesick, I also went through a terrible breakup. And that relationship really drew me closer to Christ to get through that heartache.
Ashli, thank you for sharing that personal testimony. I'm sure many people can relate, and many people have gone through that personally as well.
Ashli, you also give some amazing workshops on college planning and scholarships. Can you tell us about them and where you have these workshops?
Sure. I speak to parents and students from all walks of life at colleges, schools, K through 12, churches, conferences, and the like, just educating them on college planning and scholarships, how to attain that much money, and how to be prepared financially for college.
Well, Ashli, where can we find your book?
You can find my book on my website. It's 100kdollarsandcounting.blogspot.com. You can also purchase a copy at Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com.
And that's 100,000 and Counting by Ashli McLean. And we hope it does get into all the libraries and all the school libraries as well, because it's such a great resource for all of our young people.
It really is.
Ashli, we thank you for joining us today. It was a privilege to speak with you. We wish you great success in all of your endeavors.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on Combo, and we'll see you again.